Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, November 30th, 2015. Looking at the past 14 days, you can see much of the Great Basin has been below normal with regards to precipitation. The exception to this is portions of western Idaho, northeastern Nevada, and portions of central Utah. However, largely much of the Great Basin has been below normal as far as precipitation over the past 2 weeks. The satellite this morning shows a low-pressure system to the east of Utah, and that will continue to slowly make its way eastward over the next few days. Mixing will be poor across the majority of the Great Basin this afternoon, with the exception of eastern Utah. With the proximity to that low-pressure system, eastern Utah will see some fair mixing values this afternoon. And looking at that in a little more detail, you can see mixing heights are the highest across eastern Utah. And again, that is because it's close to that low-pressure system. Transport winds may be a bit elevated over the higher terrain of eastern Utah, but really across the rest of the Great Basin we will see those low mixing heights and the light transport winds, which does lead to poor mixing. As we move into Tuesday, we will see eastern Utah decrease as far as the ventilation index. As high pressure will build, and those lowering mixing heights will lead to poor ventilation index. And we can look at that in more detail here. You can see those lower mixing heights on Tuesday with the high pressure building along with the light transport winds. On Wednesday, we'll continue to see that downward trend across the entire Great Basin due to the building high pressure across the area. You can see another day of low mixing heights on Wednesday across pretty much the entire area, as well as those light transport winds. So again, when we get low mixing heights and light transport winds, we do see pretty poor mixing. The Utah Forecast Clearing Index from the National Weather Service in Salt Lake City paints the same picture. You can see some areas of decent clearing indices across portions of Utah this afternoon, but those plummet rapidly moving into Wednesday. Also looking at the 3-day precipitation accumulation, the WPC is calling for very little, if any, precipitation across the Great Basin over the next 3 days. So we'll definitely be a little bit drier over the next 3 days across the area. As we move into Thursday, we'll start to see mixing improve across the southwestern portion of the area, mainly across southern Nevada and southwestern Utah, and that is due to a low-pressure system that is slowly going to make its way towards the Great Basin. On Friday, that improvement will continue across Nevada and portions of Utah as that low-pressure system moves overhead. But as we move into Saturday, that low-pressure system will be east of the area, and again, we will really only see that good to excellent mixing across portions of southern Nevada and southern Utah, while the rest of the area will see poor to fair mixing. As we move into Sunday, that downward trend will continue across the area with high pressure building. In the 4 to 5 day period, there is a potential for some precipitation across mainly the western part of the Great Basin. You can see much of central and western Nevada and western and central Idaho do have the potential to see some precipitation in the 4 to 5 day period. Finally, looking at the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day outlook, they are calling for above normal temperatures across the entire Great Basin and above normal precipitation across the northwestern part of the area. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Our contact information is on the screen. You can also find us at Twitter.